Invest in betting. Do you want to make an extra 5, 10, 20, 50 or even 100,000? In this video, I'm going to show you 7 ways to easily profit from betting. Whether it's the second income you're looking for, a quick profit, or to do this in the long term, this is the video for you. Let's crack on. So, invest in betting. The first thing we want to mention is what is achievable. Now, obviously, this is going to depend on a number of factors. It's going to depend on yourself, your postcode, because where you live is obviously important. But I think, irrelevant of your situation, anybody can at least make the first sort of sum. So that's why I suggested that 75% of you could make a quick 5,000. 50% could probably take that up to 10,000, 10% 50,000, and 1% could even get 100,000 out of it. Right? It just depends on you and your ability and how you apply yourself. If you want to do things right by the book, you can get in touch. You would do the one-on-one coaching, but that's for the very serious people who have got some knowledge. But just think, the higher the sum, the harder it's going to get. The only requirements to success really are that having the right mindset. If you're not compulsive and you're ready to do things right, then you'll make your money. You need the legal right to bet and a basic understanding. You've got to have some kind of education, I guess. And of course, you'll need some money because Bookmakers are not going to load your account without it. I just want to go into a quick warning. Now, this warning is if you're going to use value chasing software or anything, where you're getting beneficial odds, right? Don't click the links to join the Bookmakers from those websites. Go to the Bookmakers direct, because if you do click the link, what's going to happen is they're going to see that it's from that site and they might put limits on you pretty quickly, and that could affect your sort of bottom line. This is the methodology we're going to use. So there's 7 points today. These are what I would class as relatively simple, right, without having too much of a sort of gambling education. There's the bonus abuse, which is literally no risk. The match betting, the arbitrage, the buy to sell, the middling, value betting, and each way thieving. If you want to, just pick up on one of those, just roll along to it. But just want to quickly mention that you can see, we've put different plus signs in. The plus signs to say that it's a strong country for that. So, for example, bonus is particularly strong in the USA, whereas in the UK it's relatively low. But then again, we've got a lot more bookmakers in the UK. In Australia, it's not available. In Italy, you've got possibilities there. And in Malta and Asia, it's limited, but there's still something in the bonus taking. Match betting is obviously going to be based on whether you get a bonus or not. So that's why you see the USA is the best. The UK is good because of the number of bookmakers and so on. Arbitrage betting, we're going to go into all of that in a minute, what it is, but what I'm thinking from sort of each country. The buy to sell basically you need a betting exchange for that, so at least one end. So that's where I didn't really know about Italy, because the laws keep changing. They're talking about introducing a betting tax there for betting exchanges that would make them sort of unfeasible. Middling, I'll get into it, value betting, and each way thieving. It's not available in most countries, but it's something that we do with horse racing in the UK, which is relatively easy to understand. So, the first thing is bonus taking. The way to check your feasibility is quite simple. You go online in the country you are, tap into Google, Bookmakers bonus, right, and put in your country and then see what's on offer. It will show you if it's viable. You can read the rules, the terms, whatever, and you will be wiser after sort of checking what's available to you. Now, US bookies have the biggest incentives at the moment, and there's even one bookmaker offering $1,500. We're going to go into that in a second. I'm even going to show you a chart on it. In the UK and Europe, it's the actual bonuses that are given are relatively low nowadays. I think you'll be lucky to find 100 in the UK. In Europe, you might get a little bit more. In places like Italy and whatever, you might get 300 or 400. But the number of bookmakers there sort of make up for it. So you can open a lot more accounts, right? And Asian books have a lower bonus, but you get better odds. So you can abuse them in a different way. So going on to the US, I know this is obviously not going to interest most people, depending on where you live. Apparently 30% of our YouTube visitors come from the US, so let's just go through it quick. If you can get a Caesars betting account, depending on the state you live in, right, you can get a 1,500 bonus. All you've got to do is deposit 1,500, you'll get a 1,500 bonus, and all you've got to then do is turn it over one time, and that's just the bonus. So literally, you could place a load of 100 bets, and if you lost at an average of 4%, say, right, you'd be giving $60 back out once you'd reached the 1,500, right? 1,500, 4% is 60, and so you'd still have 1,440 profit of your bonus, which is now eligible to go in your pocket. MGM is also good, right? You can get 1,000. The terms again at 100% is 1 times the bonus. DraftKings is a bit more sort of complex because they want you to deposit 5,000 because it's just the 20% bonus to get a 1,000 bonus, and then they want you to roll over that bonus 25 times. So you would have to have bets equating to 25,000 before you could claim that bonus as yours, as bankable, right? Tipico is a company that I know particularly well. I won't go into details, but that's just like a 3 times deposit and bonus. So call it 6 times the sum that you see there, 750, which is you'd have to bet 4,500. So you deposit 750, you get 750 in bonus, and then you'd keep placing bets until you'd reach that 4,500, and then it would become all of your money. Unibet is like a free play. If you bet losers, then you get a refund up to 500. It's a bit more sort of complex and a bit of a soft way, but it gives you a free roll of the dice and you've got nothing to lose. Sugar House is 250, 100 bonus. Bet Rivers, FanDuel, whatever, Bet365, all you've got to do is throw $10 in there and you've got the right to claim $200. WinBet was a little bit more sort of complicated. I won't go into it, you can look it up yourself. But there you go. And then, of course, on top of that, you've got another 10 and 15 bookmakers, making a total of 25. With all the bonuses that you can claim, you've got yourself 10 grand in the pocket already. So we're going to move on to match betting. What is match betting? I'd rather you get over to Rebel Betting. I'm going to put a link in the description. They'll explain it better. You can join them from there. They'll show you how to do it and get you maximum returns. It's basically a bonus abuse. When you take the bonus, right, they're going to show you the bets that you should be making to get a better return. The idea is that you've got to play over your bonus so many times. It's called a rollover, and once it's played out, then that money becomes yours, right? So they want you to give as little back as possible to the bookmaker before you claim it. But there's next to no risk. It's limited to bonus abuse. It's a little bit boring for me to discuss, but yeah, it's something for the grandmothers who are listening in. Arbitrage betting, I've covered this a million times before, but basically you're betting on both sides with a guaranteed win on each. This is, you see the image there, it shows you that if you bet these two teams with these divided stakes, what profits you would make on the right. If you see below the sign up, it says profit 6.17, profit 3.64, and so on for a €50 stake. And yeah, the actual percentage that you can notice is 11.4. Now, arbitrage betting, it is harder than what we're going to discuss further down the line. Less opportunities, should I say? But it's there for people that don't want to take risk. And I know a lot of people that are making a lot of money from arbitrage betting, even though it's not for me personally. Buy to sell. This is something that might interest you, especially in the UK. Basically, you open accounts with bookmakers, and then when you've got these accounts, you just go shopping for the odds that are better than on the exchanges. You buy from the bookmaker and you sell it on the exchange for a profit. It is a form of arbitrage. It's a bit like saying to your mate, you're walking down the street and your mate sees the car and says, "Oh, I'd give 20 grand for that," and you knew the owner was selling it for 19. You went and gave him the 19 and you got 20 from your mate. You made yourself 1,000 profit. That's the same as this. So that's why it's the arbitrage. You're betting with the bookmaker at higher odds and then sell it on the exchange at lower odds. Betting traders do this all the time. It needs lower commission to make it work. So I think on Betfair from the UK, I think you've got places like 20 bets within a month, and then you're down to 2% for the next month, and that's the lowest exchange rate for a normal person. Now, middling is something that I did a lot in the past, right? You can see the chart here. On the right hand side, this is a middle with a profit guaranteed on each side, irrelevant of whether the middle comes or not. So you can't lose. You can place the bet on both teams, and you will win a small profit. But the advantage with middling is, as you can see, it says AH plus 3 and AH plus 1 next to the names of the teams. What that means is they get in a handicap start of plus 3 points, and with the other bookmaker, the other teams get in as a handicap start of plus 1. So you can see that's giving you a lot of scope. So if that game, say for example, ended in a draw, or was a half-time draw, like it was 50-50, right, you would actually collect on both sides of that bet, because both of those teams would have then have won. So you won with one bookmaker and won with another bookmaker, rather than just winning with one bookmaker. And so your profits start to soar because you get both returns on top. Yes, so hopefully that's easy to understand. I would rather now go into the alternative of the small risk. I used to bet, for example, 3s and 7s in NFL. The chance apparently of a 7 coming back then was like 14%. On a 3, it was maybe a little bit less, about 12%. But the advantage was, right, if you follow this system, you put 1,100 on each team to win. And with the plus 7.5 with one bookmaker and the minus 6.5 with another bookmaker. If it lands on 7, you're going to win both times. Your risk, right, one of the teams have got to win for you. So if you've done 1,100 on both, you've put out 2,200, and you're going to get yourself back at least 2,100. So your risk is 100, right? If it hits the middle, you're going to get 4,200 back, which means you're risking 100 to win 2,000. That's what you call a middle. Now, the best time to catch a middle is when lines are moving, when teams are becoming known. Bookmakers are slow to change these lines, these odds. And so, you can take a little bit of an advantage there. Yeah? You've just got to be a little bit sharper. So, you do need a little bit more sort of knowledge and understanding. You'll have to be quick on the buzzer, so to say. But it's possible. Anything's possible. Value betting, I've discussed it too many times before. Don't really want to get into it now. But let's just mention it's with risk, but you've got higher profit margins. Yes, you need value betting software, and the advantage about value betting is you are not giving value back. Now, just as an example, imagine the throw of a coin. An arbitrage player would bet the throw of a coin if it was being offered at 1.9 on heads and 2.2 on tails, right, they would bet them to take, to win 2 or 3 points on each side. Yeah, they would just split their stakes, and it would guarantee them a margin. Whereas the value better would say, well, the 1.9 is absolutely no value because the true odds are 2. So we'll just stick to betting the 2.20. So then you create yourself, an expected value of 10%. That's how you get around it. It's all about positive expected value. It works within play, and you can join Rebel Betting and get the software there that's scanning 1 million different odds per minute and giving you the advantage odds that are in your favor. It's going to cost you maybe 70, 80 euros a month, and what you're going to get for that is the chance for hundreds and hundreds of bet with positive value. Quickly, I want to mention each way thieving. This is probably something that we do in the UK. As you can see, this works best in betting shops. The reason is that they don't know who you are. You're not named. You just fill in the form, and you bet wins, you collect. You bet losers, then you go away. But I just want to show you these 3 little charts that we've got. As you can see on the left, right, these were just this is horse racing, right? You will see odds of 5 to 6, 5 to 2, 5 to 1, 15 to 2, then it's 50 to 1. The next one, and all bigger odds. Now it says at the top that the bookmakers are giving 3 places and 150 odds. So imagine that if you bet one at 5 to 2, then that's 1.50 for the place odds. The 5 to 1 is even money, or 2.0 odds for the place odds, and the 15 to 2 is 2.5 or 6 to 4 odds, right? If you wanted to bet them individually without having the win part of the bet, that's why it's each way thieving, because you've got to place the win part as well, right? But you just wanted to bet them to place, here are the odds on the right. Instead of getting 1 to 2 on the 5 to 2 shot for a place, they're only offering 1 to 4. Instead of getting even money, on the 5 to 1 shot, they're only offering 8 to 13. And the 15 to 2, you're getting 6 to 4 odds, and they're only offering the best odds of 5 to 6. The little bit on the right is just to show you those 4 odds with the bookmakers. Right, they wanted to offer 1 to 7, 2 to with the bookmakers, with the exchanges, 1 to 7, 2 to 5, 8 to 11, and 10 to 11. So on the 1 to 7, that's correct. On the 2 to 5, you're getting 1 to 2. On the 8 to 11, you're actually getting better odds of even money. And on the 10 to 11, you're getting 6 to 4. So that shows you how you can odds thieve, yeah? I could mention foreign racing. There's a lot of stuff going on, like in France, where UK bookmakers haven't got a clue, US racing, the Australian racing, and you can sort of really dabble if you know what you're doing and take advantage. It won't be for long, but you're going to have to, if you stick with shops, you'll be okay, because you can duck and dive a little bit. So that's all I wanted to mention. So my last thing really to say is crack on. What are you waiting for? You can start making money today. If you've got a little bit of cash in the hand and you can get all the bookmakers, what's stopping you? Decide what you want right now, though. If you really want to go in long term and you really want to build something of this, like a nest egg, then you might need the one-to-one coaching, yeah? Because you can probably get from A to B by yourself, but you would do too much damage to then get to Z afterwards, because you're killing yourself, right? So there's the quick profit take, or there's a slow game. The slow game will bring you a lot more. It's down to you. Use Rebel Betting, link in the description, like I mentioned. You can always get in touch with us at admin@betanalyst.com. And that's all I want to say, really. You're through to boot camp. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and like this video if you did. And even if you didn't, actually, there's our website if you want to get in touch. We'll see you soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.